What is going on, everybody? Back at it again. My first ever live stream. And, just gonna get on here, wait for some people to show up, talk some Philly sports. And, I'm excited. I'm real excited. Just getting everything set up. My guys, what is going on? Glad you can make it. Just this is my first time. So, it's gonna go how it goes, and we're just gonna see how that. It's in my closet, and I gotta wait until I get back to work, and then, hopefully I can get back in there sooner or later because this is getting out of hand. Luckily, my school just gave me a check today, so I can live off that for a little bit. So basically, the first thing I'm kind of gonna go over is the Eagles' schedule. I'm gonna go like how I think it's gonna really play out and everything like that. Also, let me know if you guys can hear me, and I'm just gonna wait a couple more minutes, get some more people, and then see how things go. I got a lot. I'll just put it I'll put it that way. I got more than I got a good amount. I got a good amount. What's up, Cowboy? Hey there, for Philly fan. You found a way to live stream. Not much. Just gonna hop on here probably until the MJ documentary, and then I'll probably hop off. Maybe I'll end it a little bit before so you guys can get ready to watch that. Obviously, everybody knows it's MJ. I could talk about that too, honestly. Let me know what you guys think about the MJ documentary and who the GOAT is, and because I have a pretty strong opinion on that. I strongly believe that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. I strongly believe that. Yeah, I was too. I knew it wasn't really going to be week one just because it really never is. I would love it to be week one and like Thanksgiving Day, like that would just be awesome. I think it should always be Cowboys versus Eagles on Thanksgiving. Either that or Cowboys versus Giants. But, we're going to do what we can do. So I'm actually going to pull up the schedule now. I obviously know who we're playing a couple times, but yeah, I mean, I was more of an Iverson Kobe kid. I grew up watching Iverson, watching Kobe Bean battle it out. I was born the day after the Sixers lost the finals. So basically what I'm saying is they have not been to the NBA finals since I have been born, which sucks, it kills me because my family, they make jokes about that all the time. They're always like, "Oh, well, you haven't seen the finals, but we haven't seen the finals since you were born." So, which is tough. But I mean, Magic and Bird, I mean, both of them are top 10 in my opinion. Magic's top 5. Bird is like on. He's like kind of hanging on right now for the top 10. How you feel about the Eagles Ravens game? Now, he is a Ravens fan. He's one of my friends. He lives right down the street, but it's gonna be a battle. I can honestly say that it's going to be a battle. And it's tough to say it, but I do think the Ravens will come on top, honestly. They're just a better football team. But, It's at the link, so anything is possible. I'm sure me and you will probably be going to that game if there's fans in the stands, hopefully. What do you think about Philly Eagles playing well? I think it's a win. And, I know you're a Cowboys fan, but I'm going to say it. The last time the Eagles played Washington week 1, we won that Super Bowl. So, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I mean, I wish I could change. I wish I could change that. I mean, I can't. They need to win. They need to win bad because they are my favorite team, and it sucks not watching them right now. But, what are you going to do? I hated the Celtics, but Bird did more with less athleticism and a bit. Yeah, I mean, Larry Bird, I hate the Celtics too. They're up there. They're up there with the Cowboys for my least favorite teams in sports. It's probably them. It's the Celtics, the Cowboys, the Penguins by far. I can't stand Crosby. He's a great player, but man, I can't stand him. And for baseball, I hate the Yankees by far. Like I hate the teams that I hate like with a passion. And the Cowboys, I have a lot of respect for Cowboy X Factor. If you guys haven't already, go sub him up. But, it's the Cowboys. It's an Eagles-Cowboys rivalry. I have more respect for the Cowboys than, the Celtics. I just don't like the Celtics. Yeah, I hope, man. Week 6. How do you feel about pick 53? That, man. I'm still in shock. I'm honestly still in shock that we really drafted a quarterback in the second round. I mean, it is what it is at this point. You can't really do much about it, but it's tough. It's tough. And my initial reaction to that was just like, really? Like, I was not this calm. I was screaming. I was freaking out on Howie. I mean, you and Evan know, and even Philly Take with RB. This is my guy. Go sub him up. Great Philly content. I was texting him throughout the entire draft. He's my dude. Great YouTuber. I really suggest you guys go sub him up right now. But, pick 53. Hopefully we can get something from it. But as of right now, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, my mom was born she was like 4 and 5. She was 4 and 5 when they won, so she's been around for every championship. But it sucks. It really does suck. I like Brady, and I have a lot of respect for Tom Brady. I actually have a Brady jersey. He's just one of those guys that I have a lot of respect for. And my cousin also is from Boston. So, when the Eagles weren't there and when it was like against like the Rams, like I was rooting for the Patriots and everything like that. But now I really don't care about them. I mean, Brady is Brady. He's going to be Brady, but he's going to retire soon. So, it was never really like I liked the Patriots. It was really I liked Tom Brady and Gronk and all them. And now they're on the Bucs. So I'm not going to be rooting for the Bucs over the Eagles, but, it's whatever. The quarantine, nah. I was actually going to shave it before, but just I was out all day. And then I came home and watched Batman. I was bored, nothing else to do. And then I got on here and started setting everything up. I have them around 11-5, 10-6, 9-7. I have a couple swing games in here and there. I have the Rams game as a swing game, which if they win, I say they go 10-6 or 11-5. If they lose, I think they definitely go 9-7. See the Browns being a swing game. I said it last year. and I'll say it again this year, I think the Browns are going to have a better season. I mean, it depends on Baker. They got a new coach. They got a new GM. They have a good offense. They revamped the offensive line. But I'm definitely going 11-5, 10-6, 9-7. That's definitely what I'm gonna go. Yeah, her birthday was last weekend actually. Oh man, that was just an awful night. Watching Kawhi hit that quadruple doink, that was awful. I sat there and man, that was tough. That was really tough, honestly. And I can remember everything from that night. You know, a couple of these guys in this chat were actually there with me, but you know, when I saw that shot go in, I was like, wow, like the season's actually over. Like that's how we lost. And I'm sure if I was making videos then, I'm sure I would have. There was no shot I was making a video that night. There was just no shot of it, because I'll say it. I don't really care. I literally sat there and was just in shock, and then my emotions got the best of me, and I swear I really just started crying. I was like, wow, because I love that team. Jimmy, JJ, Tobias, Joel, Ben, and I knew we couldn't get them all back. That was my thing. I just knew we couldn't get them back, and that's what really like sucked about the whole situation. And I mean, we lost in game 7, and if we won game 3 or 4, I think it was game 4. You know, we're winning that series in 6, and then you just got to play it how you play it. You know, I think we go in and I think we do beat the Bucks the next round, and then if the same injuries happen to Kawhi or to Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, which I'm not saying that they would have, but you know, man. Yeah, I mean, Batman's a good movie. I mean, I really got nothing else to say to that. I mean, they're just good movies. I watched the one with the Joker in it. You know, Heath Ledger was a great actor. So I'll tell her. I'm sure she'll say thank you. What is up, the Philly Talk podcast? If you haven't already, go sub him up, Philly Mike. He's another one of my guys. Great channel. Same thing. Basically, we all just talk about kind of the same thing. We're a big community. I love the Philadelphia fan community. Go sub him up. Thought you would do a Caucasian EDP. It was rough. Rough times. But, you know, this year, nothing prepared me for this year. This year was awful. It was awful. You know, on the road, I went to every home game except 2, and the only 2 that I didn't see, they lost, and it was against the Mavs and the Wizards. No, the Mavs and the Heat. The Mavs and the Heat, not the Wizards. But I wasn't at those 2 games. Every other game I saw that they won, and you know, I was actually undefeated this year in Wells Fargo Center at Flyers games and Sixers games. I was actually undefeated. I don't really know what my record is by like wins and losses. Well, there was no losses. It was a pretty good record. And my last game was against the Pistons. It was actually the last game of the season as we know it right now. And my last Flyers game was against the Hurricanes, and I got them for my mom for Christmas. And we were like 4 rows off the ice. Like, it was really good seats. We sat because she's a big Rob Brendamore fan, so I got him against Hurricane. Obviously, Brendamore is her favorite player and is the coach of the Hurricanes. So I just, yeah. Jimmy didn't like the coach. Jimmy didn't like Brett Brown, and now I don't blame him. Brett Brown is not a good coach. I don't see it. I thought I gave him another shot last season because I felt bad, but he sucks. He's a trash coach, honestly. I mean, Luka is a stud. Luka Doncic is a stud. And I don't have any hate for the Mavericks. I was actually rooting for the Mavs when they played against LeBron and the Heat in 2011. I don't have hatred for any team except the Celtics. I don't like the Knicks. There's more players I don't like than teams. Like Nikola Jokic, I can't stand him because he's good. There's just certain players that I don't like because they're good. Giannis is one of those players. He's a great player. I'm sure he's a good dude, but he's not on my team, so I'm not going to like him. He kills teams. I give him respect. I know if I don't like a player, it means I really respect them in a way that I just don't show it. Yeah, I was at the Pistons game, last game before the season ended, and I do have season tickets for the Sixers, and usually they are up top. I'm in row 15 of 15, all the way in 212. 212, row 15, seats 1 and 2. That's where I'm at. So if you guys ever want to see me at a Sixers game, let me know. I'm sure I'll meet up with you guys. It doesn't bother me at all. But so that game, that was kind of like the first day of the coronavirus, like not really, taking full effect until later that day with Rudy Gobert. And me and my friend went. We went to go get cheesesteaks before the game. Everything was good. I was getting ready in 2 days to watch the Flyers and the Lightning. I thought sports were going to be fine. Little did I know this was going to happen. But we actually sat like 15 rows off the court, like 15 rows from the Sixers bench. That's where we sat, which is crazy. Like, of all the games that I don't sit furthest away from the court is the game where they announced that there was coronavirus going around in the NBA. Nah, I don't think so either, and it sucks. I hope it wouldn't be the same for any sport, especially football and basketball. And, obviously I love hockey, and I really started to fall in love with hockey this season with the Flyers being as good as they were. But I can only really see baseball with no fans in the stands for the time being, but I don't even know if that's going to happen. Thanks. It's kind of crazy. I have a lot of sports memorabilia in my house and in my room. I have bobbleheads all over there. I have a bunch of signed things. I just have a lot of stuff. In order to make this wheel, we needed like 15 pennants. And we had the perfect amount. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was just a weird coincidence that I had 15 pennants of the 4 Philly teams that I talk about. Yeah, he's awful. I wouldn't be surprised if Brett Brown just started clapping out of nowhere after every turnover that Ben or Joel has. Luka could run the league one day. Honestly, I truly believe that he could really run the league one day. Him, Giannis, Embiid, Simmons, Mitchell, Tatum, those are all really young guys that could really just do some damage in this league. Yeah, all the time. And, all my friends are Sixers fans. There's not any people that don't like the Sixers in my friend group. But, I made a video when Jokic beat Philly. When he beat Philly, they came back from 21 points down. It was earlier in the season, and I was like freaking out. It was one of my first videos, and I actually made it onto this Denver Nuggets fan page on Twitter. And he was like, look at this clown saying that Jokic is, big, like fat and, unathletic, and how he beat Embiid. And I was like, okay, he got me views, so I'm not complaining. Me and my dad split them. So we go 2-2, I think. 2K 2K. Yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap. Even for all the way up there. No. No. I wish. I've sat courtside once, and it was with my cousin who owns Primos. So yeah. I can't see a football game getting played without sports or without fans in the stands. I can't see it. Like, just imagine Merle Reese or whoever talking above in the stands saying Carson Wentz drops back, has Deshaun Jackson 50-yard touchdown, and then it's just complete silence in the background. Like, you can't hear that. What is up, my boy? Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you. This is how all my videos should be like for the rest of however long I do this. But I definitely think this looks a lot better. I adjusted the brightness. I adjusted everything like that. And it looks a lot better. Oh, dude. It's awful. It's awful. Like, me and Evan, again, he lives right down the street. We went to the home opener last season with like Bryce's first game. And when they were walking into the stadium, it was like me, him, my brother, and my friend Ty. And we just walked in, and it was just electric. It was like a playoff game. And Ender Inciarte was in center field for the Braves at the time before Austin Riley took over and then eventually went to third base. And we were just picking him apart. He went 0 for 4 that day, and we let him know. We let him know that, he was struggling. And then it was like the 6th inning right before Reese's grand slam, and he struck out. He came back into the outfield, and we were like, Ender, you suck. And we let him know that. And I actually went to 2 of the 3 games of that series. I went to the first and the last one. And, even in the last game, we were just bullying him. He went like 0 of 16 that series. Like, it was crazy. We got in his head so bad. Yeah, man. Definitely. I'd be down to go to any game with any of my subscribers. It really doesn't bother me. If you want to meet up somewhere, go to Chickies and Pete's, get some crab fries before the game because I'm not spending $20 in the stadium. We can go to any game you want. Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, Eagles, doesn't bother me. I will always be anywhere in Philadelphia, and it's killing me that I can't go right now. Yeah, I can do it. Trust the process. Just gotta, work on my free throws, and I've been working out in the gym a lot. I'm missing Embiid. I really do. Embiid's a character, and he's definitely my favorite athlete in the city of Philadelphia. But I love Embiid. I love Embiid. Who doesn't love Embiid? He can be a little lazy here and there, and he can drink all his Shirley Temples and get 5 Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Nothing's going to change. Embiid's my guy. Same thing with Bryce Harper. Bryce is my guy, and I just made that video on that yesterday. Bryce is my guy. I love Bryce Harper, honestly. I have a portrait. I'll have to grab it right here. I have a canvas of Bryce. This is his first home run. I have this. I have another one up there. It's of his walk-off. Bryce and Embiid are just my guys. Like, I just love those guys. Yeah. I mean, my uncle coached him. My uncle coached him when he was in T-ball or Pee Wee baseball or whatever. And he said Mike Trout was just a stud, like, from that young up until now. I love, like, Mike Trout is a guy. Like, he's a god. He's honestly a god. And we could really, really use that in Philadelphia if he ever decides to come here. Bryce with or without flow? I like Bryce's hair now. It's not awful. It could use a trim. I'm not going to I'm not going to say it doesn't, because it definitely does. It definitely could get trimmed up a little bit, but it's not awful. It's not like, I don't want to see him come out with like a man bun next year. Like, that would be kind of weird. But, his hair now it doesn't bother me. Nah, I like him with the flow. It gives him like a look. Like, everybody knows Bryce for his beard and his hair. And, because he's a 35 plus 100 RBI guy. Nick Pavetta's the worst. I hate Nick Pivetta. He's awful. He's awful. Man, like, the amount of headaches that Nick Pivetta gave me when he was on the bump last year was just unreal. It was just awful. He sucks. He's trash. And the fact that we're still putting our faith and trust in this guy, I don't like Clentak either for that exact reason. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. And, I love doing this. I want to start live streaming every week. Probably every Saturday or Sunday I'll probably do it. So be on the lookout for that. That's my brother. What's up, Jerem? I see us getting a shooting guard, a true shooting guard. Like a Buddy Hield, Devin Booker, like maybe not Devin Booker, but you know what I mean, like a Zach LaVine, Buddy Hield type of guy. And again, if you guys haven't already, check out my boy Philly Take with RB. He actually talks all about the Sixers. He has a great just knowledge of the Sixers and great trade rumors and everything like that. He's really on top of the Sixers. And I try not to post everything that he posts about, because I don't want to, kind of copy him. But sometimes, like, if it's like a big thing, like obviously every Philadelphia account is going to follow him. But, yeah, check him out for sure. Yeah, he's like that annoying uncle that you just can't get rid of. Like, he'll just always be there. That's literally what Nick Pivetta reminds me of. He's just an annoying uncle that you just can't get rid of. He'll show up drunk. He'll show up, cracked out. It doesn't matter. He'll always be there. Maybe in a vlog to like a Sixers or a Phillies game. Maybe. I do want to start vlogging maybe one day. As of right now, I'm just going to stick to this. But, maybe after 1K, 1.5K, 2K, whatever, I could definitely do that, and it wouldn't be a problem to me. It would be more to them than me. Yes, I post on Twitter and Instagram. My Twitter is 444fan, number 4, fan, PHAN. And my Instagram is 444_fan. So I'm going to start getting into the schedule. I already kind of talked about week 1 a little bit. Eagles versus Redskins, 1 o'clock start in Washington. I see us winning. I do see us winning that game. It sucks that we kind of always play Washington the beginning of the season, but it's whatever. It's really always kind of like an easy win at the start, but this year could be a little bit different. That defensive line for Washington could be good. It could be really good, especially now with Chase Young. She's downstairs, and the only reason why I kind of don't have her in here right now is because she sits there at my door and just waits for me to open it. And while I'm recording, she'll do it. Like, every time I hit that record button, she knows because I start talking, and I guess she just doesn't know who I'm talking to or something. So she'll just sit at my door, and I'll have to pause the video and go get her. It's annoying. So I just leave her out of the room for now. Maybe one day I'll move back, how things were, move my stuff into the basement, into this little office room that we kind of have. It's kind of really junked up right now. Has an air hockey table in it and all that, but nobody uses it because there's nobody here. Thank you, my boy. And that is Philly Take with RB. Make sure, again, to go subscribe to him. He just surpassed 1K. Again, he's a great Philadelphia YouTuber. And me and him are definitely probably going to be doing some live streams together in the future. We're definitely going to maybe doing some like Philadelphia games together. So just something like that. It doesn't even matter. I'm sure we'll have some sort of collaboration in the works for the future. So we just talked about week 1. Week 2, Philly versus Rams in Philadelphia. Season opener for the Birds in the Link. It's the Rams. We've had a pretty good, we've had some pretty good past games against them. Obviously the Super Bowl season we beat them, then Nick Foles beat them the year after that. He actually beat them back-to-back years. I mean, Carson got hurt against the Rams in 2017, then 2018 they were, the best team in the NFC. We ended up beating them again. But this is definitely a swing game for me. We start off a little bit slow in the beginning of the season, the Eagles. And, the Rams are the Rams. Like, they always will have good players. Aaron Donald, Jared Goff. They just have some Robert Woods. They have solid players. So that could be a swing game for sure. Then week 3, Philly versus Cincinnati in the Link. I say we win that one just because Joe Burrow is going to be just so young at that time. He'll only have 2 games under his belt. I say the defensive line definitely gets to him, gets some pressure on him. Definitely, I definitely think we win that game. And then this is the first of our 2, kind of hard stretches that we have to go through. This is the Eagles versus the Niners in San Fran. San Fran's a good team. They just won the NFC last season. I do think they take a step back to Seattle this season, but I think they could definitely be in the wild card. And then going to Levi Stadium on Sunday Night Football, it's going to be a challenge. So I think we could lose that game. Then you got the Eagles in Pittsburgh. Battle of Pennsylvania. We have it for hockey. We have it for baseball sometimes. And that's actually another thing I kind of want to talk about. This quarantine and this coronavirus has really just messed up everything. Because this weekend, me and Evan, who's probably in this chat, we're supposed to be in Pittsburgh this entire weekend. Friday, Saturday, and today. We were supposed to be in Pittsburgh with a bunch of Philly fans, for like some event. I forget what it was called. It was like, I forget, but we were just supposed to take a bus up to Pittsburgh and go see the Phillies versus the Pirates for a weekend. And I'm now stuck here, which isn't bad because I'm talking to you guys, but it sucks. It does suck. This virus is definitely taking a toll on a lot of people. And, it sucks. But what are you going to do? Hopefully it ends sooner rather than later. Just closing out something real quick. So let me ask you guys something. For the games that I just said, I definitely what do you guys think our record is? Do you think we win? 5? How many games do you think we win of the first 5? The first 5 games are the Redskins, the Rams, the Bengals, the Niners, and the Steelers. Let me know how you think we do. Yeah, I mean, it's a division game. We were down, 17 points last year to them in Lincoln Financial Field? Anything's possible with a divisional game. It's whatever. I mean, we always are probably going to either play the Redskins or the Giants no matter what, week 1, but, it's whatever at this point. It's really whatever. I do think we definitely – I just think we win. I just can't see us losing to them. I just can't see us losing to them. Well, who's going to do the booing? Because hopefully we can have some booing. but I don't see it. I honestly don't see it. And if that's the case, I don't think we play. I don't see football playing with no fans. I honestly don't. That's the one sport I think you 100% need fans in the stands. Whether it's like just the lower bowl, just the upper bowl, you need some sort of fan in that arena, in that stadium, whatever you want to call it. But I definitely think like we could definitely be 2-1, 3-0 in the first 3. And then the next 2 games, they're hard. Pittsburgh and San Fran, back-to-back weeks away. You know, I understand that Philly fans really do travel well, but, you know, it's only going to go so far. It really is. You can go so far with a team. You see with the Sixers. Like the Sixers and the Flyers, they always have fans in the stands and away stadiums. You know, whether it's, you know, the Kings or whether it's the LA Kings or the LA Clippers, like there's just always fans there. And you know, it sucks. It really does suck that there's just nothing going on right now. The fact that I have to kind of just talk about nothing all the time, it's kind of like there's some stuff going on. Like Rasul Douglas, you know, he got his contract, you know, reconstructed, but I'm not gonna make a video on that. Like it's Rasul Douglas. We were just talking about trading him the other day. It sucks. Like this is awful, especially for a YouTuber like me. Like I'm trying to grow, and we are definitely growing a lot more than I thought we were during this whole quarantine. You know, I'm at 400 subs. I will probably have 500 subs sooner rather than later. But it's just getting to the point where it's getting harder and harder to just think about things, talk about scenarios that just aren't going on. That, like, what if? I did the what if series on the Flyers and the Sixers. Well, there was nothing, like, how do you know? You don't. It's just a guess. It's just, like, it's there. Like, you could talk about it, but we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Anybody, like, somebody could get hurt. Somebody could do this. Somebody could do that. A lucky bounce could go in. Like, I mean, nobody had the Raptors winning the finals last season. Well, they won. And you don't know that unless they play it out. So you can't really say, oh, I think the Sixers are going to lose to the Bucks in round 2, because we don't know that. It's just weird. Like, it's really just a weird time. Yeah, my dad says that all the time. He thinks that, you know, sports aren't going to be a thing until 2021, 2022, which sucks. But, you know, again, like, what are you going to do? We got to live through this. And hopefully somebody can find a vaccine soon. But I don't see it. It's hard. It really is hard. So I'm going to go onto YouTube real quick and see everything that's going on. I think actually my dog is at the door right now, which is kind of funny. But I'll go into games 6 through 10, and then we will talk about that. So then we got the Ravens versus the Eagles, the Giants versus the Eagles, both games at the link, and then the Cowboys at the Eagles, again at the link. Then you have the bye week, and then you have Eagles versus Giants in MetLife. The Ravens game, I really do think is a loss. Honestly, I really do believe that. And I don't want to say that because, you know, I believe that we could be good. I believe that we could beat them, but they're just a better team. They're better coached. They have the better system. They're just better. And then the Giants, it's division. Like, we have a hard schedule this year. I'm not going to say anything about it. Like, we do have a hard schedule. And it sucks. But that's what happens when you win the NFC. That's what happens when you win the NFC East. I mean, you're going to have to play hard teams. It's what happens when you come in first place. And then you have the Cowboys, the bye, and then the Giants again. That's 3 straight games against the division, and then against an AFC powerhouse. All in a row. 4 games in a row with a bye, but 4 games in a row. You just have tough. Like, it's tough. And 2 of them are prime time. Thursday night and then Sunday night. Thursday night is the first Giants game, and then Sunday night is the Cowboys. Then after that, you have the Browns versus the Eagles in Cleveland. I think that's a swing game. Seattle versus the Eagles. We all know how that goes usually. The Seahawks usually do beat us, which, what are you going to do? Then the Eagles go to Lambeau and play the Packers. The Saints come to Philly and play the Eagles. Then you have the Eagles versus the Cardinals, the Eagles versus the Cowboys, and to end the season, you have the Redskins versus the Eagles in Philly. So we have a tough schedule. We really do. We really do have a tough schedule. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. You bring Wentz, you give Wentz another deep threat. Like, you just have a lot of speed out there on the field right now. And it's great to see. Like, I do love knowing that we have John Hightower and Quez Watkins maybe not even making the team, but knowing that they're just fast guys. Marquise Goodwin is another one that might not make the team. Then you got Rager. You got Djax. You have Alshon when he comes back. You have, Whiteside. You have Greg Ward. We have a lot of talent on the offensive side. It's just a matter of how well are they going to be with Wentz, and how well, mainly it's if they can stay on the field. If they can stay on the field, the Eagles could really be one of the best teams in the league. But it's a matter of if they stay healthy. I'm okay. Like, I like 425 games because it's not too late and it's not too early, but it's a primetime game. And then when you got what do we have? 3 820 games this year against the Niners, against the Cowboys, against the Giants in back-to-back weeks. That's awful. That sucks. 3 games before the bye. Primetime football. And then who else is primetime? Do we have another primetime? Yeah. And then Monday Night Football, Eagles versus Seattle. So you have 3 before the bye and then 1 game after the bye against the team that you just have not been able to beat. Even when you won the Super Bowl that season, you just did not beat you didn't beat them. You got killed by them. Primetime games are okay though. I don't hate them as much. Over or under on Deshaun's first hamstring injury? Hopefully none. But if an injury was to happen, or if Djax was to get sidelined by an injury, I think it's going to be a little bit later in the season just because he had basically an entire year to take off and, kind of rest on it and, kind of get back in the shape a little bit. But with all that being said, I do think the Eagles go 10-6 or 11-5 or 9-7. I definitely think we make the playoffs, whether it's a wild card game or it's just a regular NFC East division title. But I do think that we will beat the Cowboys at least one time this year. At least one. Like, there's no way. Like, it's either we're splitting or we're taking both games. That's how it's going to go for me. They're not winning both games. No shot. So, I'll probably be on for another, maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes. I'll get off. I'll record a video and then post that. I wanted to post a video on Joel or on Jadeveon Clowney getting that supposed contract deal with the Eagles. It was like, I don't even remember what it was. I got to go find it. But I don't know. Is that what he said? I haven't seen EDP's video, but 2-14. If we're 2-14, you're firing Doug. You're blowing it up. Like at that point, if you are 2-14, you blow it up. Because at that point, it's just no. Like, no. I'm not dealing with that. 2-14. That would be the most boring football season ever. Because the second game that you win is probably going to be against the Redskins at the end of the year. I don't want that. It's probably going to be both Redskins games, or one game against the Giants, and one game against the Redskins. No, I don't see that. I don't see that happening. But he is EDP. He does have a lot of takes. His takes are a little bit there. They're a little bit out there. But who knows? Hopefully he's wrong. I really hope he's wrong, actually. That would be an awful, awful thing to watch all season long. No, they better not be tanking for Trevor Lawrence. I don't like Trevor Lawrence at all. He'll be a good player in this league, but I don't like him. I don't want him. Now, the Patriots or whoever can have him, I don't want him. He'll be a good player, but I don't want him. Not here. So let me know what you guys want me to start posting about, because I'm really starting to run out of ideas. I'm trying to get out videos here and there. But, obviously you could tell by my video uploading schedule, it's been a little bit off this week. I've been recording later, been posting later or earlier, but I definitely want to start posting more. I want to start getting out definitely 1 to 2 videos out a day, just talking about whatever. Like if you guys want me to start just talking just to talk, I'll talk just to talk. If you want me, like, I'm definitely live streaming every Sunday, probably around the same time, 7 or 8. But, there's literally just so much you can do. There's so much you can do when you are a sports YouTuber and you just don't have sports to talk about. It's tough. It really is just tough. And I don't even know what to say. Like, this sucks. I did make a video the other day that was released, and then it just didn't work. It was just all messed up. And it was talking about who I would want the next MVP and the next champion in Philadelphia to be. And I said my next champion that I would want to be, if I had to pick one team of the 4 to win a championship, I said the Sixers. I would not care who it would be if, I was guaranteed a championship next year. But, at this point, I would take anything. I would take anything. I would take MLS back. I would start talking about the Union. The UFC just had a fight. Had a few fights yesterday with no fans. I wasn't watching that. It was just, no, I'm not watching that. Yeah, I gotta hit up Broads and, I gotta see about that. I gotta see what he does. I think he goes through Google Voice or Google phone call or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's through Google, because they do give you a number, because I used to do it for one of the guys that I was talking to a little bit earlier when I had my Sixers account on Instagram. I would write articles for him, and that's what really got me into sports, media, and just talking about sports every day was, doing that. So I'll definitely if I do a call-in segment, I can definitely just stretch that out to like 20 minutes. And it would be like 10 minutes of me just talking, and then 20 minutes of, you guys calling in and seeing my answer or whatever. Or I'll see your answers. What is up? Also, I am doing a giveaway on Instagram and on Twitter. He right there, Vince Lombardi. And no, he's not related to the Green Bay's Vince Lombardi, but he is a Green Bay fan. But we are doing a giveaway together. We are giving away 2 Phillies tickets whenever they come back. Whenever the Phillies come back, we will be giving away 2 tickets for a home game. All you have to do is go to our social media accounts. His is at Philadelphia News. It's literally how it is. There's no underscore. There's no capitalize. It's just Philadelphia News. And then I have my account, 444_fan. And we have posted kind of like, I'll put it on the screen now. It's a format. It looks like this. I don't know if you can see that or not. Something like that. That's what it looks like. And, we'll be giving away 2 Phillies tickets. Hopefully not. If you're the same age as my mom, then hopefully not. But, who knows? Who knows? What is the worst and most I don't know. I'll have to text you that one because I'm not saying that. Because me and one of my other friends were talking about what we would do for a championship in the city of Philadelphia. And it got out. Some of his ideas were just crazy. And I was like, nah, I'm not talking about that. Team that the Phillies would go to the World Series with right now, who would it be? Who do you think the Phillies would have the best shot of beating? Like a realistic team. You're not going to, it's not going to be the Phillies versus the Royals. Do you think we could win a series against the Rays again, or the Yankees, or the Indians, or just something like that? Who would you guys want the ideal Phillies versus blank in the World Series if you had to choose? Because what I've been hearing is that we're going to have an 80-game schedule with no fans in the stands. You have, your division versus the East. For our case, it would be the Phillies versus the Mets, the Marlins, the Nationals, the Braves, and then the Red Sox, the Rays, the Orioles, the Yankees, and I think I'm missing one. The Yankees, the Red Sox, the Orioles, the Rays, and I'm drawing a blank, and the Blue Jays. That's a tough schedule. If we have 80 games of just them, that's awful for us. We literally might come in second to last, or we would be awful. We would be at the bottom, no doubt. I mean, the Yankees would definitely win. The Yankees and the Braves would feast off of us. You kidding me? That would be awful. They won their first playoff game last year. I watched that. I just don't know enough about soccer, but yeah, we could definitely beat the Orioles. They are awful. They suck. They have nothing going their way. They don't even have they have nothing. They are god awful. If you could have one person to lead a game-winning drive, who would it be? Vic, Wentz, Foles, McNabb. Well, I'm not picking McNabb because, no, he's a choke. Vic, I mean, you have the miracle at the Meadowlands, and he did. He was that guy. He came back and scored 3 unanswered touchdowns. Wentz is Wentz. He did it a couple times last year against the Redskins, against the Giants. And Foles, he has a Super Bowl. You can never leave that out. He has a Super Bowl. I think I would knock Vic out. I think I would go between Wentz and Foles. I just really love Wentz. I love Carson. I really do believe that I would pick Wentz to lead a game. It's going to depend on who the receivers are, but you saw what he did. You saw what he did against, I know it was the Giants and the Redskins, but he was doing it with Greg Ward, Deontay Burnett, Robert Davis. He was doing it against me, you. They were awful dudes in his receiving core. It was awful. Never saw him. Never saw him. When did he play? Like the 80s, the 90s? I can't even like recall his name. But how far do you guys think the Eagles are going to go this year? I have them going to the first round, and I could see us losing or winning, but I don't think we go to the NFC Championship, and I don't think we go to the Super Bowl. Unless if I'll tell you this, if we finish 12-4 or 13-3 this season with the schedule that we have, I definitely think we could win the Super Bowl. 100%. 1,000%. But, we could talk about that for everybody. Who do you guys think the Eagles will have the toughest time playing this season? Who in the playoffs do you think that you definitely did not want the Flyers or the Eagles or the Sixers playing? Let's just talk about something. Best Sixers team all time with players. Give me the starting five. I'll go the one. I'll go Iverson, and I know he was a shooting guard, but I'm gonna go Iverson. Two. No, actually, I'll go Mo Cheeks. I'll go Mo Cheeks at the one. I'll go Iverson at the two. Doc at the three. Moses at the four. Wilt at the five. Sixth man, I know Billy Cunningham made a living coming off the bench as the sixth man, but I don't know. Like, you got, like, Dolph Shays. You got Hal Greer. Billy Cunningham again. You got, I guess you could throw an Iguodala there. I wouldn't personally, but you could. You got Embiid. You got Simmons. But if you want, like, a deadly scorer off the bench, like, as your sixth man, I'll probably go Billy Cunningham. If we add Yannick Ngakoue, I think we're a Super Bowl team, 100%. I think Yannick is that good. I honestly do. I really do think he's that good. I forgot about Barkley. I don't think, like, when I think of Sixers basketball, I don't think of Barkley. And I know his numbers retired in the rafters. I get that. But I don't think of Barkley. Like, when I think of the Sixers, I think of Doc, Iverson, now Embiid and Simmons, Iguodala, because that's just like the era that I kind of grew up in. That's like the greats, like even Wilt. Like, I have a few Wilt jerseys, but Bobby Jones is another one. I knew I was forgetting something. Bobby Jones is another one. Man, this is tough, and I wish we would have seen the Sixers in the finals last year. I really wish we could have seen how they would have done against that Warriors team. I think we would have won, honestly. I do believe that. If Durant isn't 100% all season or all series, and then you take out Clay, I think we win. Honestly, I really do, because we were the only team to take the Raptors to 7 games, and it took 4 bounces to beat them. Yeah, Andrew Toney, my dad says all the time, he says Andrew Toney was, that guy, but he just had bad feet, and that he says Andrew Toney would definitely be one of the greats in Sixers. Like, he would definitely be in the rafters, and he'd be there if he never got injured. But, sports are full of what ifs, and you just gotta get what you can get sometimes. And unfortunately, we only got one, but we were in a very tough decade of basketball with Bird and Magic. What was it? Bird, Magic, Doc, weren't those the only, like, Sixers, Celtics, Lakers? I think they're the only teams that won in the 80s except the last year, and it was the Pistons. They won in 88, 89, and then 89, 90. Yeah, I think it was us 4. I think we're the only 4 teams to win. I could be wrong, but I think we are the only 4 teams. And Doc went, 3 times? 77, he won against the Trailblazers. 80, he won against the Lakers. Then 83, he went against the Lakers. So, I mean, yeah, Doc is definitely somebody. Doc could be the greatest Sixer of all time. Iverson could be the greatest Sixer of all time. Maybe Embiid one day. I don't think so, but it could very well be possible, depending on how many championships they win. Now, I saw this thing on Twitter on NBC Sports Philadelphia, and they did like a Mount Rushmore of Philadelphia. What would your guys' Mount Rushmore be? Pick one from each sport. So pick one from football, basketball, hockey, and baseball. I'll say mine after. I'll say mine after I get some responses. Yeah, cornhole is awful. It's fun, but I can't watch that. Like me and my friend that was in here a little earlier, he has a board. Like he bought 2 boards and made them himself, and it's like all Philly themed, and it's dope. But you're not catching me watching cornhole on ESPN. That's not happening. It's like watching darts. Like, did they have masks on, or was it a repeat, or like what was it? Like that's awful. That just sounds awful. Yeah, the Fro. I mean, I remember watching his documentary a couple years ago, and I tend to watch that a lot whenever I'm like really bored. Like now, I think I've watched it like 2 or 3 times since being stuck in my house. Doc was Jordan before Jordan, honestly. Like just the way he could glide in the air, the way his fro went back. Jordan had the tongue. Well, Doc had the fro. He was just dominant. He could fly in the air. Just like his up and under against the Lakers was unreal. And then you have the baby, the cradle, crazy things that Doc could do in the air. Sixers, Doc. Phillies, Mike Schmidt. Eagles, Reggie White. Flyers, Bobby Clark. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're all. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that list. I mean, I guess the Sixers. Some people would argue Iverson. Phillies, I don't think there's any debate. Eagles, I don't think there's any debate. And Flyers, I can't see any debate there. Bobby Clark, I can't see that. Sixers is really the only one you could debate, and that's just because of how Iverson really changed the game, and just because younger people remember Iverson more than Doc, and that's who really loves debating that type of thing, is the people that remember watching Iverson just dominate and, bring, Mutombo and me, you, and like another person to the finals against the Lakers and actually winning one game. Like, that's unreal. Winning that one game is huge. But as we know now, meant nothing. But Iverson was a god. Iverson was just different. Yeah, kind of like Kawhi. And you see how Kawhi is. Kawhi's a dominant player. And I have a lot of respect for Kawhi. Obviously when he did that last year, I was in shock and I was mad. But now, looking back on it, you got to just look at the run that he had. It was unreal. We might never see anything. We might never see anything like that again, ever. I'm gonna stay on for another 15, 20 minutes, probably until like 8:30ish, and I'll get off because I'm probably gonna go eat and then watch the MJ documentary. Also, speaking of the MJ documentary, I brought it up a little bit earlier. What do you guys think? LeBron or MJ? And I'll say my thoughts and opinions on whatever you guys think. Again, I'm going MJ all day. He's 6-0 in the finals. LeBron is 3-9. And I understand it is better to get there than not. But even the finals that LeBron won, you gotta think. And look, Ray Allen, if Ray Allen wasn't there, they don't win that game. And I understand Bosh had a huge part in that and a huge rebound. But Ray Allen knocked down the shot after LeBron missed. LeBron shot the three first, missed it. Bosh grabbed the rebound, kicked it out to Allen, and splash. So, and then you have Kyrie, which I am not giving Kyrie the props of that series. I'm not. He hit the clutch shot. Yes, I understand. But if LeBron doesn't block that shot on Iguodala, they don't win that game. The Warriors are back-to-back champions. They win 4. And that might truly be the greatest playoff run that I've seen, was LeBron's in 2016. That was amazing. And that whole Game 7 was just awesome. It was awesome to watch. Yeah, I actually know World B. Free's daughter. And I've talked to World B a lot. And Daryl Dawkins is another person. And Doug was obviously the coach. But, you know, when you look back in Sixers history and you look on the walls of the Sixers, like hallway or whatever, like you see World B. Free, you see Daryl Dawkins, and you see Doug Collins. I mean, they were good players for the Sixers. They really were. And they don't get enough credit because, you know, we didn't win in the 70s, and that's kind of where they played at. They were like kind of later on, or they left before we won. But they're great players too. I mean, they're not Hall of Famers, but they weren't like Jared Bayless. I mean, maybe in today's game they would kind of play like Bayless, but no. Like, they were good players. They were good physical players. And you got to respect that. I'm actually going to probably cut it off at like 1:15, and then I'll probably end it. So we're at 1 hour and 7 minutes. I'll go for an hour, and I'll stay on for like another 8-10 minutes, and then I'll probably get off. And then record another video on Clowney, put that out before the MJ documentary, and then probably just think of what I'm going to post tomorrow. What number was Collins? I can't remember, and I'm trying to. I can't remember his number. Was it like... I can't remember. Was it higher or lower? I think it was 20. It might have been 20. Doug Collins might have been the number 20. Yeah, I mean, he said what is he, like 21st? I'm pretty sure he's 21st in scoring all time. I mean, he might have gotten passed up on now, but he was, like, when I talked to him a couple years ago, I was at the Sixers Summer Shore Tour, and it was like 2 years ago, and he said, like, I was 21st in points all time, and then he was like, he was up there in like steals and assists and all that. Like, he was a good player. Yeah, that's what I thought. The number 20 needs to be retired from Sixers players. We don't have good 20s at all. At all. You got Doug, who was probably, like, if you really think about it, he was probably the best 20 of all. Then you have Fultz. You have Glenn Robinson now. I think, yeah, Glenn Robinson, I think, is 20. Or not Glenn Robinson, Alec Burks. Alec Burks is 20. You just had some weird 20s. They need to get rid of that number. Yeah, Jelly Bean Joe Bryant. I mean, man, like, imagine Kobe on this team. Like just to think about it. Imagine if Kobe stayed in college or went to college for that 1 year at LaSalle and then went into the NBA. Like, where did the Sixers pick that next year with Iverson? Like, it couldn't have been anything good because we got Iverson, and then that was it. Like, we never got him any help, ever. Mutombo was the best help that he got. And there was some rumor, and thanks to Stephen A. Smith, you know, T-Mac should have been a Sixer, but because he leaked out the news, he wasn't. We were supposed to trade him, like, Larry Hughes and a first or a second, and we would have gotten Tracy McGrady. And then you got Iverson and T-Mac, point and shooting guard, or shooting guard and small forward, or whatever you want to say. That's better. That's better than Iverson, Snow, or no, it was Iverson, McKee, Mutombo. I'm drawing a blank because they were just bad. Like Matt Geiger was on there, Tyrone Hill. They were just bad. That was I don't know how that team got there. A lot of luck and lucky bounces and Iverson, luck. That was basically what got them there. So, what do you guys think about Jadeveon Clowney? I think it's not going to happen. I think he wants too much money, and I don't really want him, but I am, after this, going to make a video on Clowney and just speak what I got to say about him. I mean, he's still a great defender. He's top 10 for a lot of things at his position. But, man, yeah, how could I forget George Lynch? That starting lineup was rough. That was rough. And I would have been freaking out if we got there, but we haven't been there since. So hopefully that will change someday soon, someday really soon. Not this year, and I think we need a lot. I think we need to change a lot for next year, for next season. I think we definitely need to switch some things up. I think we need to get rid of Brett. Horford's contract has to go. We need some shooters off the bench and probably a lockdown defender to go alongside Matisse. Yeah, Larry Brown's a great coach. I mean, I'm pretty sure he won with the Pistons a few years later. In 2004? Nah, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if he ever won. But Larry Brown was a great coach. He definitely does not get enough respect from, players that didn't play for him. But, you saw Iverson in his Hall of Fame speech really just, without Larry Brown, he said he wouldn't have been the player that he was. And so Larry Brown was a great coach, something unlike this Brown has. He's not a good coach. Brett Brown is not a good coach. If I had to rank the coaches right now in Philly, I'd probably go 1. Did he win in 2004, though? Who did Daly win in 2004? Or did he win? I know he won in 88, 89, and 90. I know he won in 89 and 90 with the Pistons. But I don't know who the coach was in 2004. I could probably look it up right now. Carl Bennett. Wait, the Pistons won their third and most recent title in the 2004 NBA Finals under the tenure of Larry Brown. Yeah, I was right. Francis. Right? I think that's what it says here. It says Larry Brown won in 2004. There have been 36 head coaches for the Pistons franchise since joining the NBA. The franchise's first head coach while in the NBA. So the Pistons won their third and most recent title in 2004 under the tenure of Larry Brown. So yeah, I was right. Larry Brown was the coach of the Pistons in 2004. That's what I thought. I thought so. But if I had to rank the coaches right now in Philly, Brett is last. That's not even a question. And I actually might make a video on this. I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this list. I'll come out tomorrow with my best ranked coaches. Because I think I need more than, I think I need some more time to think about it. Because you got to think, you have a World Series and a Super Bowl champion coach, and you have AV who's been to two with two different teams, and you obviously see what he did with the Flyers. So I'm going to save that. But just know, and there should be no spoilers, Brett Brown is the worst coach in Philadelphia right now. Just know that. So yeah, I didn't know that, actually. I know now, or I know a couple years ago was Stan Van Gundy or Jeff Van Gundy or one of them, either one of them. I think it was Stan. And then you have Dwayne Casey, who I think the Sixers should have gotten when he was fired. I mean, I understand that, you had a team that was losing in the Eastern Conference Finals year after year, but they were losing to LeBron, who got there 9 or 8 straight times. So how bad can you really say that Dwayne Casey was for him to get fired? If you wait one more year, he's probably a champion. But Nick Nurse, they got a good coach in Nick Nurse over in Toronto. They really do. Nick Nurse is a really good coach. Obviously, Pop is a great coach. Brad Stevens is a really good coach. Frank Vogel is a good coach. Doc Rivers is a good coach. I think if the Sixers fire Brett, I'm just saying this right now, and I should be writing this down. I really think I could make some videos out of this, because I made a video about the Phillies when they were looking for a manager after they fired Kapler, and it did good. So I'm gonna save these videos, these coaching videos. If that's what it's gonna come down to, I might just have to make this week some coaching videos. Who should stay? Who should go? Who do I want if this guy is fired? Or I don't know. But I'm going to save these. I'm going to write them down as soon as I'm done this. I'll be done in probably like 8 minutes. But yeah. So on the lookout this week. Be ready to watch some coaching videos on what I just said, basically. And, just be on the lookout for that. Also, if you haven't already, I'm going to say it again. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 500. Tell all your friends, tell all your family members to subscribe to the channel. It's very much appreciated. I love doing this. And I know as soon as sports get back that this channel will be really, really good. But I'm almost done here. 7 more minutes. And then I'll let you guys go. Kind of running out of things to talk about. Kind of went over the schedule a little bit. Have us going 10-6. If you haven't, if you missed some of the things, basically I went over the schedule. Then we were just kind of talking about the Sixers a little bit. We were talking about, what else were we talking about? Yeah, it was more it was a lot of Eagles talk, because that's really the only thing that's kind of going on right now. Yeah, I mean, you've done a lot. And, it worked. It really did work. I went from 200 subscribers to 300 in like 2 weeks, and that was crazy. And then I went from 300 to 400 in like 3 weeks. So I'm sure once we hit 500, things are just going to go even more quicker than usual. And, once we hit 1K, there will probably be, because I'm trying to do these giveaways. This quarantine has just messed everything up. I was supposed to give away 2 headbands, 2 hats, and then I was supposed to give away, now I'm supposed to give away 2 Phillies tickets, and I just can't do that because of COVID-19. But sooner or later, you will get your stuff. 1,000%. Anybody, and I did write it down who shouted me out on the last giveaway. So I know who you guys are. About 5 more minutes, and I'll probably hop off. But Again, if you guys love Philadelphia and you love Philadelphia sports, this is the channel for you guys to just come in 10 minutes a day, watch the videos, do this, do that, grab a snack, just sit down for 10 minutes, relax, and watch some Philadelphia sport content as much as I could possibly get out to you guys, because I know that there isn't a lot going on right now, and we are going through this together. And there's a lot more important things right now than sports. But as a person that just loves talking about sports and that wants to talk about sports all the time, it's obviously getting a little bit tough. If you guys want me to, I can make like a 10, 20 team fantasy. I can make like a 10 team fantasy football league if you guys want me to do that for subscribers. Yeah, I can definitely do that. I'm definitely going to be in one with my friends, but if you guys want me to, I'll 100%. Yeah, I'm down. So before I go, what did you guys think about this stream? Was it good? Was it a little bit, stretched out? Do you guys want me to continue them? Because I like doing it. I do like just hopping on the computer, talking about, Philadelphia sports. It's what I want to do when I'm older. When, for a career, I want to just get on, talk about Philadelphia, and just, take calls. Bro, he has a lot of subs. I don't. It would have been tough. It really would have been tough. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I wanted to go off of. I mean, obviously, it's a little bit of slower pace than usual, but if you guys like it, I'm gonna continue to do it. Trust me. I now that I got everything figured out, now that I got this, and I'm obviously, streaming on StreamYard for the time being, and as soon as I get 1K, I will be streaming off the YouTube thing and be able to give you guys like wrenches or whatever. I don't even know if I can do that now. Can I? No, I can't. But yeah, 100%. I will definitely be giving you guys a lot more live streams because I like doing it. Just hop on here for like an hour and 30 minutes, talk about sports, what's going on in the world, and then I can get off and make my other videos. But I will try to definitely get a hold of Broads and try to see what he does to for the phone calls. I definitely want to know that. Well, I mean, if we can get up to 10 viewers in the next 2 minutes, I'll stay on for a little bit. But I mean, it's getting a little bit tough now, especially because, the questions are getting a little bit slower and, kind of just running out. Yeah, I mean, I'll do the same because I definitely want to get out that type of like content. Just hook up, whatever to my computer because now I'm on a much better computer now, as you can tell just by, seeing me. Like I was using my mom's old laptop that she used to work. It was like 5, 6, 7 years old. Now I'm using a 2-year-old computer with my new camera, which is the Logitech like 3960E, something like that. I have the same mic that I've always had. I might invest in getting a mic stand so where it's like in front of my mouth, like Philly Take What RB, like Broads, just to have it like there so there's never a problem in hearing me. But we can think about that for the time being. But I definitely have a lot of big plans for this channel. I definitely love doing this, and I don't expect it to stop anytime soon. It's only a matter of time until I can turn this into, a work of, I can start working on it, like literally working and getting paid and, giving out more stuff and, just doing a lot more. It's a tough time right now to get out everything that I have to say because there's not anything to talk about. I would have, like, we haven't even gone through a baseball season or playoffs yet through this channel, and we're already almost at 500 subs. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. And I never thought when I started this that I would get to where I'm at now. I made the channel in August. I started making videos in October. And I couldn't see myself, because usually when I start things, I have the tend to stop it if it's not going that well. And I moved, so then I had to stop like midway through. So I think I stopped in like January, and I took like a month off. Like I stopped like late December, took the month of January off, came back like January 24th or January 25th, and I've been going strong ever since. And I can definitely see a lot through the channel and how it's grown and how I've grown. And, it's just becoming a lot easier, and I like doing it, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. But I think I'm going to wrap it up from here. I've been on for like an hour and 30 minutes. So I think this is where I will stop. Thank you all for everybody that joined. I will be back on live stream, maybe a little bit earlier. Maybe I'll do 2, 3 this week. Who knows? But thank you all for everybody that tuned in. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. The road to 500 is a go. We're at 405 subs. Let's, I'll be posting a video probably around like 9:15, 9:30ish. So be on the lookout for that. Have a good night. Thank you all for tuning in. You're welcome. I'll be back on next Sunday, if not sooner. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace. Have a good one.